usual at Gordon House on Duke Street, and one of the things being watched is whether the annual report of the Integrity Commission will be tabled. Of course, the reports of the Integrity Commission are now closely watched and the subject of public debate because the reports speak to issues of corruption and is now a hot political potato, yeah, where the two political parties really are fighting over how the reports are to be handled, what actions are to be taken based on the findings. And as I said, it is now a closely watched affair whenever a report from the Integrity Commission is tabled. And frankly, there are some who strongly believe that the Integrity Commission's reporting is now being weaponized, has been weaponized politically, and it is a source of division in the country. Yeah, the country is really split over the work of the Integrity Commission. And so it appears in the news ever so often, as it is today, where the Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness, when asked by our news center to say when the annual report will be tabled, her response was, at the soonest possible time. She says the report will be tabled in keeping with Parliament's standing orders and the Integrity Commission Act. That's the law governing the work of the Integrity Commission. However, the Speaker would not be drawn on whether the document will be tabled today or at the next sitting of the Parliament. Neither would she comment about why the report was not tabled at last week's sitting of the House. Both the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate have been consistent in saying that, listen, nothing under the Integrity Commission Act compels them to table any report, any document submitted to the Parliament within any time frame. The Speaker has also previously said that documents and or reports received for tabling from any commission of Parliament will be tabled as soon as is feasible. She has told our news centre that her position does not mean that some documents will not be tabled immediately upon receipt. And we are learning now from the Integrity Commission that it will be holding a media conference once the annual report is tabled in the Parliament. Yes? The Integrity Commission says at that media conference, which will be held as soon as it is tabled in the Parliament, its directors will be made available to the media to answer questions. The Commission says the briefing will deal with matters arising from its 2025-26 annual report, and that media conference will be held at its offices on Knutsford Boulevard in New Kingston. But it cannot have that media conference and provide the briefing and answer the questions until the report is tabled in Parliament. In the meantime, the opposition continues to pounce and to make a meal, more than a meal. It has campaigned. It campaigned last year in the run-up to the elections and subsequently about the findings of the Integrity Commission. And according to the opposition leader, this is the first or one of the investigative reports regarding Dr. Andrew Wheatley. According to Mr. Golding, that report that was tabled some weeks ago is the first of several investigative reports by the Integrity Commission. Yeah? And according to Mr. Golding, yeah, the opposition is of the view that that is the reason why the Prime Minister has not removed Wheatley from the cabinet, because there's more to come. Here's what he said.
The Prime Minister is trying to tough it out, trying to ride it out, hoping that it will be a 9-day wonder. Why is this, comrades? Well, it is because he knows that this is the first of several, and what happens in this case is going to influence what happens in the rest that are to come. And he himself is the subject of a very serious investigative report with allegations of all kinds of irregular financial dealings, which the Integrity Commission said should be referred to the FID, the Financial Investigation Division, which investigates financial crimes, because there was certain information that they were seeking from Andrew Holness and he was not willing to provide them. And so they couldn't take the matter to its conclusion. And that matter is now in abeyance.
Mr. Golding, Mark Golding, the leader of the opposition there. And if you listen to Mr. Golding carefully, yes, he chooses his words in such a manner, yeah, to go through an escape hatch, because he said allegations of financial crimes that went to the FID, and then he ends by saying all of that is now in abeyance. What he didn't say is that after a lot of examination and investigations, the same Integrity Commission said they have nothing on which to lay a charge against the Prime Minister. And they have since referred it to the FID, which investigates financial crimes, as he says. What he didn't say, the FID has now said that, listen, we don't find anything on which to move any further. He didn't say that. Because that's not his intention. Yes? So he's now saying there's more to come. Yeah? According to him, he was speaking to PNP supporters in Admiraltown. The opposition will continue to apply the pressure over these reports.
What we see is the labor rights. Their tactic is to try and tie the matters up in court. But we will continue to apply the pressure. We will continue to bring this matter to the minds of the public on a constant basis, because we know that what is going on is wrong. What is going on is not good for Jamaica. What we have is a corrupt regime holding power in Jamaica now, manifesting its corrupt practices and trying to cow down the people and distract the people in various ways, rather than ensuring accountability for their wrongdoings and making sure that the right thing is done.
Mark Golding, the opposition leader. The Prime Minister, in dealing with another matter, has again repeated that, listen, there is no truth to widely speculated rumors and arguments that Jamaica will be accepting individuals with criminal backgrounds under the Third Country Nationals Agreement signed with the U.S. The Prime Minister was addressing the issue while speaking with a resident of Portland on Friday. Yes? Here's what he said to that resident.
They are rapists, murderers, and you're carrying them to Jamaica.
So who tell you that now?
I hear it on the social media, and I saw Mr. Golding demonstrating, saying that you're inviting convicted people in Jamaica.
And you believe that?
I don't believe yet, but that is why I asked you.
Good.
If I did believe, I would run with it.
There are two lessons here. One, don't believe everything you hear. Not everything, and especially on social media. I would say about 80% of the things you see on social media are not fully accurate. It is not true. We're not taking no murderer. We're not taking no rapist. We're not taking no pedophile. No one with a criminal background will be taken on that MOU.
That's Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking with that lady who he met in Portland last Friday at the handing over of a house under the new social housing program. Yeah, he noted in that discussion that any individual who may eventually be processed under the MOU will be subject to thorough vetting and will be expected to remain in Jamaica only for a short transit period before returning to their country of origin.
Me work hard, you know. The police them work hard to bring the situation under control. And by the way, to be frank, the Americans never even approach us with that. If you listen to the new American ambassador who is coming to Jamaica when she was being reviewed and interviewed in their Congress, you know what she said? She said the Jamaican government has done so well to reduce crime. Then how would they now come to ask us to take murderers and criminals? No, foolishness. And we would never accept that. So the people who are likely to come are persons who are vetted, and they are not deportees in the strictest sense of the word as how we understand it. They are coming here to transit back to their home country.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Well, it's almost 10:30. Time for us to get out of here. But I have to comment on the Belgium versus